Now, yesterday, I got an email about the Amber Heard trial, and you can see it already on the screen. Apparently, it was kind of like an email, and they're going to write an article. I don't think the article is going to be on me. I think it's just going to be on the trial, and you'll be able to read it right there. What we come up into, but the reason I want to do this and bring this to you, I'm not going to use the person's name, but as you can see, it's right there. The name of the publication is Daily Dot. It's a good publication. I went to go check out who they are. It's legit. I saw them on Twitter. I read some of their stuff. They don't seem to message forward like they're going to put out a bunch of bullshit and they just want to push a message. So that's why I was fine. Yeah. And at the same time, I'm going to have to admit that I don't care if anybody wants to write a story or do something with me. I'm down. I take on all challengers. I take on everybody that wants to do something. So let's just jump into this. So from this person at the Daily Dot, hello, I'm a writer with the Daily Dot, and I'm reaching out to some of the more high-profile accounts that covered the Depp Heard trial to see if they have another upcoming trial or legal proceeding that they're planning on covering. I know some creators are already looking at the Marilyn Manson ERW trial, as you have, or the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie lawsuit. I didn't even know what that was, and I just want to say thank you to this person because that's a good lead. So I'm probably going to get into that in a video pretty soon. I'm also curious if the wild engagement around Depp Heard TikTok content is influencing what you cover next, or how much content you put out about it. Any insight welcome, thanks. And I covered up everything else. And here's my first response. Good afternoon. The Depp case really fell into my lap. I had just started a new YouTube channel and I heard all of the audios from Amber Heard and I knew what I had to do. The Manson case I found while covering the Depp case. I know of Manson, excuse me. I never liked his music or ever dug his demon shtick, so it was easier to come at the story neutrally. I am leaning right now to Manson, but it's strictly based on evidence. As far as basing my content on engagement, I'd have to say I do for TikTok. I have done plenty of other stories for YouTube, but TikTok is ablaze with Depp v. Heard. If you have anything else, I'd be happy to be of assistance. Much appreciated. Pop culture. And this person replied with, thanks for getting back to me. I do have a follow-up. I see you posted a TikTok claiming Evan Rachel Wood and Amber Heard plotted together to bring these men down. The evidence against Manson is pretty damning and well established, and yet a lot of people in the comments seem to just blindly be saying she is a liar as well because of the Amber connection. Is that part of testing the engagement? That was weird to me. Do you think the biased framing of the Depp Heard trial is going to be employed on wildly different cases? Evan Rachel Wood, Marilyn Manson, Angelina Brad, Meg the Stallion, and Tory Lanez. I did see something on Meg the Stallion and Tory Lanez. I will dig into that and see what we can find about that. We'll see what's going on. Hey, why not? And that's what they said. And this is my reply to them. Good morning. Well, I'm actually very, very passionate about the Manson case. I do genuinely believe that there is a connection between Amber and Evan. I think there's a reason they both set themselves up as ambassadors for women's rights so they could have the platform to be believed without having proper evidence. We saw the evidence Amber had and it was a huge zero. So now diving into Evan, it's really suspect that she just has one photo. And we're finding both Ilma Gore and ERW broke federal law. If Evan's case was so good, she would have never needed to do that. Any of that, excuse me. Truth doesn't need to be propped up. It stands on its own. I genuinely feel in my heart I've stumbled upon the largest abuse hoax in the history of our society. These two women genuinely thought that they would just be believed, hands down, no questions asked. I am still digging, but I do have a hunch they're connected to high-level feminist attorney Gloria Allred and Lisa Bloom. I do believe those two people are related. Allred is the mom, Bloom is the daughter, in some form. There's quite a few similarities in how those two cases were put out and the two victims. Amber didn't want to name her accuser, as did ERW. Amber propped herself up on the ACLU's back, just like Evan Rachel Wood propped herself up on the Phoenix Act's back. And they both had claimed to be deathly afraid of their abusers, but it's been proven they both went back many, many times. If it looks like a duck, you know. As far as biased framing, I think from here on out, and I put in quote in parentheses, I have, is that it? I think that's what it's called, parentheses. I have alluded to on my show, there is no longer going to be just believe women because she's a woman. Amber Heard really screwed a lot of women and hashtag me too with her actions. There's no doubt about that. But I've said before, if another woman comes forward and she has pictures like Rihanna did, then that's a slam dunk. Nobody really needs to question her. And finishing off, personally, I believe these two women, Amber Heard and Evan Rachel Wood, knew, okay? They knew. They knew they could exploit the system. They knew they could try and pull at the heartstrings of our society and just be believed. That they truly wouldn't need any kind of real credible evidence. My argument for Manson having multiple accusers is the fact that Gore and Wood had to impersonate feds, and they had to literally create scripts and checklists for the accusers they recruited. If there was truly anything there, they would have never needed to do any of that. They could have just contacted everybody and made it happen. As far as posting for engagement or clicks, I think that's just this business. You got to know what the people want to read, watch, or listen to. Much appreciated, Pop Culture. And then the other, I do believe she asked, was it in the other one? Yeah, do you want your name used or your TikTok handle? I did miss that one. And I told her TikTok handle is better for me.